Hello all, it's lovely to be here. My name is Ilana, I'm the host of the Spotlight Sessions, and it's a pleasure to have Jonny Imerman on the show today. Jonny, how you going?
Fisher, always good to see you, buddy. Big accessiBe's fan, always good chatting with you. Thanks so much for having us.
Nah, it's my pleasure, Jonny. And Jonny, literally, I know you very well. We've had a lot of conversations, and I even saw on LinkedIn the other day, there was this post which has something like 500, 600 likes by now, and everyone was like, why does everybody love Jonny Imerman? So, Jonny, tell us about yourself.
I was very embarrassed by that, by the way. But thank you for saying that, Fish. That was a little embarrassing. But what I said in my response to that LinkedIn was, "Hey, listen, no one person changes the world or does anything great, right? Let's be honest. But teams of good people do, and we've been really blessed to be on teams of people who care a lot. Just like accessiBe, it's a team. You're solving compliance, you're solving accessibility in the internet as a team. No one person's going to do that, but teams do, and we're the same way. So I felt that was a little personal attention at me. I felt a little embarrassed, but I appreciate you saying that. But I'm on great teams. And on the note of teams, I was diagnosed at 26 with advanced cancer, went through chemo and surgeries. I grew up in Detroit area. This was all in a hospital in Detroit. But at the very end of treatments, I met a group of young survivors randomly, and we all wanted to give back and find purpose and meaning, a little tikkun olam, and give back. And so what we did is we all decided that we needed survivors helping us from the beginning, not the end. We met at the end. We're like, the beginning of cancer is when you're terrified. I was terrified. You're scared. You don't know what's going to happen to you. Day one of chemo. Are you going to have side effects? Are you going to throw up right away? Like, it's all new and scary and unknown. And so we created, again, as a team, a group of survivors that got together and said, we need to give back and empower those who fight cancer right now, anywhere in the world. You could be in Israel. You could be in Nebraska. You could be in London. Anywhere in the world. We're in about 100 countries. We've recruited over 12,500 cancer survivors and family members who've been through it as a caregiver, who are on call to share their gift, their story, one-on-one with somebody diagnosed with the exact same thing. They do it for free. They do it for no glory. They give back because they care about other human beings, and they're grateful to get through cancer and win their life back, just like me, being a 2-time cancer survivor, about 20 years out now. But I know so much, and so do the other survivors. We can be mentoring and helping those that are sick. That organization is a registered 501c. It's based in Chicago. We have 11 full-time staff. Again, over 12,500 cancer survivors and growing. We're always looking for more. Every survivor has a story. Everyone can be helpful and help the next person, but it's a one-on-one mentor program. It's called Imerman Angels. And the Angels, the team, of course, is why we're strong, because one of us is going to help one of them maybe in an hour, diagnosed with brain cancer. We find the closest fit and then match them up. So that's our mission. And no one fights cancer alone. There's survivors out there who want to help these people.
Wow, but very powerful, Jonny. And I know about Immerman Angels, and I very much connect with the story, and it also connects to me personally with kind of my family. But do you want to tell people also about CloseTalk and kind of what kind of work you guys are doing over there as well?
Absolutely, Fish. What happened to us is what happens to a lot of socialpreneurs, is that by doing Imerman Angels, by massively recruiting, finding survivors, getting them involved, we had to raise awareness. We had an awareness problem in the beginning. No one knew who we were. We were a couple dozen young adult cancer survivors who were so happy to be alive and so wanting to help others. But we were like a speck. No one knew us. And so we came up with this grassroots idea. We're like, let's make t-shirts that are cooler and let's rock them in Chicago. And even though I live in New York now, I lived in Chicago for 15 years. And this is where we really incubated this idea. And we started using higher quality t-shirts, where most nonprofits get the $2 really cheapy 5K shirts. They're scratchy and uncomfortable and boxy, and then people just throw them out. So you miss out on sustainable branding. You don't get sustainable marketing because The nonprofit actually wastes money buying the shirt, but then nobody wants it. And then they throw it out and then it's in the landfill. And that's not good for the earth either because it just sits in the landfill. So we're like, this is such a messed up system. So we started getting more expensive but higher quality t-shirts. We use Next Level brand in LA. That's our favorite brand. Super high quality, fits people, it lasts, it's durable, comfortable. It's 60-40, cotton to polyester. It's just a really cool shirt that you would wear even if it was plain. And then we learned using black and white. People wanted to wear black and white. Classic colors, simple, less is more. When it comes to apparel, just more popular. We dropped the colors. We also dropped the taglines, the mission statements, no company sponsors, all the uncool stuff you can't do on a t-shirt. And then our friends were like, that's a cool cause and a great shirt that's actually comfortable. And I'll rock it at the gym 3 days this week. Or I'll wear it walking my dog on Sunday. Or I'll wear it going to a Cubs game or a concert. And it started to spark conversations. And the more the word got out, who's Imerman Angels, the more survivors joined us, the more donors found us, the more volunteers got involved, the more people that were sick found us. Even doctors learned about us from shirts and then would send us their patients. It was just grassroots blast awareness through on the ground t-shirts. And now we took that same idea, iFish, as you know, and we created CloseTalk to share all those lessons learned to help every nonprofit. So we have over 350 nonprofits, all US based right now.
Oh, wow.
About 360 actually as of today. And we are going to go worldwide eventually, but we want to do US first. And we will get to Israel and we will get to other countries. But right now,
We'll be waiting.
Good, I'm glad. We can't wait. And so right now what we do, we don't charge the nonprofits anything. That's important to our model. Let them save their money. Let them help the people or the animals or solve the environment, whatever their mission is. Let's take branding off their plate. So we basically build one big directory. Think of it as CloseTalk.com, CLOZTalk.com, one big directory where anyone can go and they can search by 20-ish categories, helping animal nonprofits, arts and culture nonprofits, helping the homeless, senior citizens, whatever you're curious about or want to help, you click on it. Let's say you click on food and nutrition. You're going to see a bunch of nonprofits in there that are already vetted and we love. They're all great missions. And you can click on, let's say, Feeding America, and we build them a page. On one side of the page is their mission and a video. People should understand, what do they do? Why is it important? Why should I care? Mission first. And then next to it on the same page is a Shopify store. We design an e-store with their logo, and we design their hats, their t-shirts, their track jackets, their hoodies, and then we make them on demand. When somebody purchases one, we make it on demand and drop ship it. So it's 4.5 days from order to arrival. We basically streamline the whole process so nonprofits don't have to do this. And we're not profitable yet, but we're in year 3 and we're inching closer to profitability. And once we have profits, then we're actually able to donate back as well. 20% of our profits will go back to our causes. But more important than the money is important, but more important is the branding. If you want people to know you and you want people to use your program or you want to attract donors or volunteers, you got to raise awareness. And we think that is the number one need of entrepreneurial nonprofits. They got to get the word out. And if people care about it and brand volunteer the logo on apparel, this is a great way to meet people, connect with others, but spread the word for causes. So that's what CloseTalk's about. We're building the world's largest single place where you can buy your favorite promotional items, hats, t-shirts, yoga pants, track jackets for your favorite nonprofit in one place, and you don't have to buy 500. You can buy one. We make it on demand, drop ship it. It's the 2021 version of how causes should be branding.
No, I love everything about it because it ties in entrepreneurship, social causes, and really solving a need in the market. And another question just that came to my mind now is really, how impactful is it to meet with these nonprofits? Because I know you've introduced me to a lot of them and I'm aware of a few of them, but how inspiring is it to hear these stories every day and connect to them? And then also another question is really, how does your day-to-day work? Because you've got Immerman Angels, you've got CloseTalk, doing things like podcasts, media engagements, LinkedIn. What does a day look like for Jonny?
I fish. I love you and Amanda and Rafi and the accessiBe team because your mission is very clear. And I love clear, narrow missions, which is 2025. Let's make the entire internet worldwide ADA compliant, that everyone, no matter what disability you have, can use the internet. What a beautiful thing. So I'm a huge fan of what you do and what you're building, and I want to support it in every way. And yes, we do know all our nonprofits personally. You know, we vet them all. We either met them in person, been to their office in person, or we at least Zoom them and connected with them. But that's part of our trust when you come to CloseTalk site, that they're all great missions. They're all worth your time to learn about. They're all good people behind it, and their books are clean. So you can trust them. But it's very nice that we come across groups, sometimes in the disability space especially, and we're like, you need to know accessiBe. But we tell everyone about accessiBe because it's just a beautiful thing. But especially the nonprofits using and helping people with disabilities. Their site has to be ADA compliant, right? So their own people that they're serving can use the site, and the families can. I mean, just starting there. But we know them all. We love them all. But even with our friends in the corporate world too, we're always talking about accessiBe because we love that every site should be compliant. So my day-to-day is very different. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's always changing. I work 7 days a week and I love my 2 jobs, so I will never complain. But I have fun in between. Let me tell you, I definitely take breaks and have fun. You have to.
Yeah, you're living in the city right now.
I live in New York City. I've been here for 1 month. Let me tell you, my last meeting just now was over a couple blocks away, and gets you out, gets you moving around. Right now I'm back at my house because I wanted to be quiet here to do the interview. But yes, you got to mix up both. I'd say I'm part-time Immerman Angels, but we hired someone, Stephanie Lieber, who's our CEO of Imerman Angels. She's a lot smarter than me. She's a better operator than me. And she's a 20-year nonprofit executive. If you care enough about the mission and the people with cancer that you serve, you find the best leader. And I'm more of a grassroots, scrappy, build it from zero guy and hustle with a team. But then we needed somebody to operate. So Steph runs it. I'm part-time. We chat most days during the week. She's got it. She's our captain. She's doing great. 11 full-time at Imerman Angels. And then on the CloseTalk side, it's my brother, myself, and a third partner. But really my brother and myself are the main partners. So we're working every day. We're learning about new nonprofits. We're always open to nonprofits that should be on CloseTalk and we should be promoting. And again, there's zero downside for them. There's no risk. They don't have to pay anything. They don't have to do research on which brands they should use. There's no customer service. We do everything full service, but we're always looking to find the best ones, because just like accessiBe's mission is an ADA compliant internet by 2025, our mission is that all the best nonprofits out there become household names, and that everyone knows them and that everyone's aware of them. And then people can get more involved and get more inspired, just help the causes get the word out. But most of my time is on CloseTalk. We love the people we work with. A lot of them are some of my closest friends, and a lot of them are in nonprofit cancer world specifically, and been partners really on both sides with Imerman Angels originally. And now they're also on CloseTalk. So it's a social impact world. It's one big pond. We all connect and get to know each other. But I'm really grateful to be able to work in this world, just like you, work in the world that you love and you care about.
And one of the things that you just said there that really connected with me is you said, hey, we want people to get these to household names, recognizable. So every day I'll get on conversations with people and I'll be like, wow, why don't more people know about this? And that's really that's the part of my job that I love the most. And again, with Jonny, with your career, you've done a ton of things, 2 companies, advising, helping, everything. What's an achievement you're most proud of?
Thank you for your kind words, iFish. The thing I'm the most proud of is the mentors, really. The mentors that care so much for no time, in no glory, in no publicity. While we're on this call right here, we have somebody probably mentoring in San Diego, another person that lives in Boston who's fighting brain cancer. And the guy in San Diego overcame the brain cancer, maybe ran a half marathon. He's, man, I did it. Here's what you need to know. And it's helping this guy in Boston fighting the same fight, right? The fact that people are doing that all the time around the clock across the world and helping people, that's what we're the most proud of, that we work together. We all believe that mentoring matters in cancer and that people are scared and alone and they want to know survivors like them. But without survivors caring, without survivors giving up their time, without them being grateful, it would never work. If they weren't grateful, they wouldn't do this, but they're grateful and they give back. And so to me, what I envision us and I'm most proud of is our team, what they do. They're the ones that deserve the credit. We're all in a team. We're all marching in the same direction. We're all on call and we're all ready to help the next person when they need us. That's what a network is. That's the true definition of power, is in the team, right? It's the network that's strong. No one survivor strong, but all of us together. We don't know who's going to be the next call. Was it a girl in Miami with stage 2 cervical cancer? And then we have to look at our database and say, okay, who's the best fit for her? We know Angela. She lives in Georgia. She beat stage 2 cervical 3 years ago, and she's doing great. Angela needs to be that mentor. So it's the perfect example of teamwork and change and making social change.
I love that message, and making social change is so important. And again, making those connections. And I love that everything you do is super personal. Again, with me, you bring a lot of your personal connections to me. And I love how really your business and your personal intersect. And another question I really wanted to know for you is, you spend a lot of time working with people who are fighting for diversity, inclusion, accessibility. What does accessibility mean to you? Because again, there's no one true definition of what accessibility is.
Love this question. Accessibility to me is, the heart of it is inclusion, including everyone, whether it's someone that is in the military and lost a leg from a landmine, whether it's somebody that had cancer and lost their leg from the cancer, whether it's somebody that was in a car accident, like my friend Rebecca Torres, who runs Backbones out of Chicago, an awesome nonprofit, also on CloseTalk. Rebecca was 13. She was in the back seat. Her mom was hit by a car, paralyzed from here down. Now she's in a motorized wheelchair with limited use of her arms. She can roll into a van. She can drive a truck. She pulls levers. This girl is freaking unbelievable. You can't help but be inspired by Rebecca. And she's just such a kind, good person. And she started a nonprofit to help others with spinal cord injury that have disabilities, right? Backbone's wonderful organization. It's community and people understand right at that moment when your life goes from walking to wheelchair. Like, you need people that are like 5 or 10 years beyond you saying, it's going to get better. You're going to learn. I know you're depressed. I know you're considering taking your life. I know you think maybe this life isn't worth living, but trust us, it's going to get better. That's what Rebecca does. So to me, the word disability is all of those things. It's inclusive of everybody, no matter what they've gone through, what hardship, we all have them, what hardship in life that they've been through, and saying, we're going to include you. We're going to make it easier for you. We're going to focus on you. We care about you, and we're all in this together. That's diversity. That's inclusion. That's helping people with disabilities, in my mind.
And what I really enjoyed in that answer, and I know I always say it at the end of every answer, what I really enjoyed in that, like, my big takeaway is the way you say you're always talking about the person first. And I think person first language is super important and something that we can all learn about, because people are multifaceted. So again, I think accessibility is really such a broad topic that whenever I'm going to ask this question, I'm going to get a different answer. And Jonny, you work with the business community, you work with nonprofits. If you had one message to a business owner to cater for your community or your communities at large, what would that message be? Absolutely.
The message would be, care about the community you're in. Every decision you make, think about, am I making the world a better place? Can I do more good with this business decision? And I think the future of the world is social enterprises, eventually B Corps. I think B Corps are at the core of where we're going. That's like on the horizon, and we're just getting closer and closer to having more and more B Corps, companies that are conscious. One of our nonprofits is called Conscious Capitalism, started by Mackey, who's the founder of Whole Foods. And it's very interesting. He wrote a book on it. He started a nonprofit. There's chapters all over the US, and it's teaching people how to do business, but have a social good drive the whole way through. And I think that's the future. And not only is it the future, it's the future because people care and they're going to want to buy products and services and engage with groups that care, whether it's B Corps or just socially good people. But companies who are conscious and companies who care and want to respect the environment when they're making products and want to think about how people are treated when they're buying, getting services or products in the pipeline, that all matters and sustainability matters. That is the future. And I think that people are going to vote with their dollars. And I think that the companies that are going to be the biggest and the longest standing are the ones that you can feel that they care. They want to be sustainable as a business, but they care and they're working towards a social good goal.
Totally agreed. And companies that are, again, working towards that goal. Again, today we have so much information with how we spend our money, how we choose to do things, how we choose to act, and then having that extra bit of knowledge and security and knowing, hey, I'm putting my dollars in something that's worth it and something that's going to better society. That just makes the whole world a difference. So I think that's a really powerful message. Jonny, I wanted to take this opportunity just to thank you for having this conversation with me. There's been a lot of takeaways, and I think the listeners are really going to take a lot from this. And yeah, until the next time.
Fish, look forward to talking to you again. Keep it up. Love your mission. I literally talk about accessiBe daily. I tell someone daily, whether it's in the nonprofit space or just a friend or a person that works for a company. But everyone needs to know about you. You're one of those missions that everyone should care about. And keep it up. Rooting for you. Here to help. Thanks for having me. We're flattered to be here. Stay well. Stay safe.
Cheers, Jonny.
Buddy.